You're gonna cut your chuck roast into large pieces. You can use a chuck roast, beef shank, or even a beef brisket. We need to make our beef marinade. You need some minced garlic, chicken bouillon, salt, fish sauce. I'm using Dear Mom. I'm gonna use 3 tablespoons, so make sure it's a good quality fish sauce. Hoisin sauce. This is the same sauce you use to eat pho. This is a 2-ounce bag of bacao seasoning, Vietnamese beef stew seasoning. You need half the bag, so 1 ounce. We're gonna use the other half later. This is the one I'm using. Make sure you screenshot this. I'm gonna pour my beef marinade into my chuck roast. We're gonna leave this to marinate for at least 2 hours. I cut the top off. We're gonna discard this. My lemongrass, I'm gonna peel the first couple outer layers. The tip, it kind of looks beat. So I'm going to cut the tip off just a little bit. Using a mallet, I'm going to gently bruise my lemongrass. If you don't have a mallet, you can use a spine of your knife. I'm gonna cut these about 3 to 4 inches. I'm gonna heat up some oil. I'm gonna saute my garlic until it's nice and fragrant. We're gonna add in the rest of our bacao seasoning, Vietnamese beef stew seasoning. Heinz tomato ketchup, safety. Some of you guys are shocked that I use this, but just trust the process. Safety. Hoisin sauce. Then we're gonna add our lemongrass. I'm gonna cook this for a couple of minutes. Our marinated beef, I had this marinating for several hours. I'm gonna add my beef into here. I'm gonna cook this for 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna add 2 cans of chicken broth, 1 can of coco rico, 3 cups of hot water, and you're also gonna add an onion into this. Bring this to a boil. This is coming to a boil. I'm gonna reduce my heat and simmer this for at least an hour and a half. I had this simmering for 2 or 3 hours. I'm gonna add my carrots and let this cook for another 10 minutes or until my carrots are fork tender. Perfect. I'm gonna crank my heat to high. I wanna thicken this up, so I'm gonna add a slurry. This is a combination of water and cornstarch. I'm gonna let this cook for a couple minutes just so my stew can thicken up a little bit. Now all that's left to do is to assemble a bowl. I'm gonna serve my bacao with pho noodles. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, oh, you gotta eat it with bread, you gotta eat it bread. That's how I grew up eating it until I became an adult and I started eating it with pho noodles, and chef's kiss. I'm gonna ladle my broth right on top. And I'm gonna finish it off with my fixing, starting with some cilantro, scallion, and thinly sliced onions. I'm gonna make this spicy by adding some chili. This is not a spicy dish unless you make it spicy. Look at how tender this beef is.